All right, everyone, welcome to the Block Bash.
Hold up. I'm going to let you finish in a minute, but the only way I'm going to endorse this show is if it's still called The Crate Rate.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The Crate Rate.
The Block Bash. All right, guys, welcome to the Block Bash. We are here to bash this block from Nerd Block.
How do you bash a block?
Of Super Mario. Here we go.
Fair enough. Continue.
Nerd Block is a monthly subscription service that takes various monthly themes with random items and packages them and ships them straight to your doorstep.
I bet the mailman likes Loot Crate better.
I don't think so.
Probably not.
I don't think so.
We're missing somebody today.
We are.
Who are we missing?
I don't know.
Our youngest member. Hales.
Yep.
The show must go on.
The show must go on. So with me today is the other host with the most, AJ.
What's up, D&D, baby?
Oh, yeah. So, I think we're just about ready to go ahead and open this crate up, this block up.
I'm kind of excited.
And bash it.
I have a philosophical question for you before we unbox this block.
I don't know what you're talking about because we're going to bash that block.
We can bash it all you want, but I still have a philosophical question for you.
Go ahead.
Okay. If there was a woodchuck in the forest and nobody was around, would he still call it the block bash, or would it be called the crate rate?
I don't know because it'd be chucking wood.
Could Chuck wood?
Yes.
Okay.
So let's go ahead and bash this block. Let's see what we got.
Is that how you do it? Perfect. Open her up.
All right, I got it open. Here we go. So I'm going to pull right off the top, and I already like it right off the bat. I've got a pop figure, or a vinyl figure.
I think those are very similar.
And that is Doctor Who.
Doctor Who.
I'm not that big into Doctor Who, but I've got two little munchkins that are going to eat this thing. Munchkin eat things. Oh, they're going to like it.
Okay, perfect. Let's take this out here. So we follow that up eating with a teddy bear.
Whoa, eating a teddy. Oh, that looks familiar.
It does look familiar, doesn't it? It's a reference to Mr. Bean, which is another. We did tell him what this theme was, didn't we?
British Invasion?
British Invasion. So this is kind of fitting along nicely, and this is actually pretty legit. It's pretty authentic.
Yeah.
Got a little bean bag in there. I kind of like it.
Pretty sweet.
Pretty sweet.
All right. Huh. What do I got? I got a t-shirt, which Nerd Block says that they pretty much ship one in every box, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right on the front.
What is the tag? That's awesome, too. It says board.
It does say board, which, if you don't know, this is a hit on Sherlock. There was a whole scene where he would just sit on his couch, bored, and he just decided to start shooting up his wall.
And made a smiley face on there, right?
He did.
Yeah.
And somebody came up and was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Bored. Bored." So it's kind of hit on that, which is super cool.
It's kind of nice. What does the tag on the shirt say, though?
What do you mean?
Because last time there was a coupon on there.
I don't see a coupon. Oh, 10% off. Save 10% with Shirt Punch.
Nice. And the value of this particular shirt is $20 again.
$20.
Nice.
Super sweet.
Cool. My turn, right?
It is your turn.
All right. We got a Mr. Bean Bendable. Say that 5 times real fast.
Mr. Bean Bendable. Well,
can't do it.
Can't even get 2, man.
See? Mr. Bean would think that it's hilarious. Look at that nose and that face.
Yeah, I wonder if you can stretch it out.
You could. And he's like, this is pretty cool.
It is.
It's a classic character. I like it. I approve.
You approve?
Yes, the bear's doing push-ups, by the way.
Nice. Oh, getting his pump on. So still Finn with that British Invasion theme. It's pretty good from what I can see so far. And I see something face up that I am really intrigued by. Monty Python's multiple message magnets.
That's pretty funny. That movie's hilarious.
It is. It is off the Holy Grail, which is super cool. And yeah, it just looks like they kind of pull apart, and you can make your own sentences off of some of these. And just looking over it real quick, it is pretty hilarious just the way it sits, actually. So that's kind of cool.
Excellent. What else do we have in here? I think we're coming down to the nitty-gritty on this.
Is it something from Britain?
Britain could be.
Oh, do you know what that is?
It is a nice piece of artwork.
Yep.
And it looks like there's an alien in there, a robot, and I don't know, some type of monster. What do you got?
So this is actually based off of Doctor Who. If you're not familiar, when he does his time travel and everything. Sometimes he ends up in some weird spots. And these are some of those type of creatures that he kind of runs into
Okay.
on those time travel type of adventures.
Awesome.
So it's pretty cool.
Now, Nerdblock also, in some exclusive crates, instead of the blue print, they included a green print. Is that correct?
They did. It was like exclusive. I think they said there was like 20 of them or so like that, which is kind of cool. I wish I would have got the green because it's a little bit cooler, but hey, man.
And you're wearing a green shirt. So
I am.
Perfect. And what else?
They send this every month also. It is just a little card that kind of gives you a little idea what's in there. It talks about what's all in the box and everything, so kind of cool. Kind of hits on the main focus of it, which would be that Doctor Who vinyl.
So let me ask you this. Who would win in a fight? Bendable Bean
Okay.
or Beanie Bear?
Bendable Bean.
You can't even say Bendable Bean. How do you think he'll win in a fight?
Because he bends. Like, I mean, you can't take out Mr. Fantastic.
Do you think he would give him a bear hug?
He would try to. I'm sure he would. So, with all that being said, I think it's time that we go ahead and bash that thing and give it a value.
Let's value it. Haven't subscribed to the Nerd Block yet? Maybe you're wondering, is it worth your money before you do so?
Is it?
That's a pretty good question.
It is.
So what we did, we scoured the internet far and wide to try to find comparable values to find out if this is worth your hard-earned cash.
And how much is it?
Well, I don't really know because I didn't pay for it. How much is it?
It's about a $20 fee that you pay monthly. If you just buy by the month, and you can knock it down a little bit more, plus shipping and handling.
So it's a little bit more expensive than other subscription services that you would do.
Like the Bark Box and things like that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. But is it worth the money? That's what we ultimately want to know. And what items, are worth the value.
Yeah.
So going through, we start with the Doctor Who collectible. Come on, Vanna, show it off. It's about a $10. Those pops usually generate $10, but keep in mind that it is a block exclusive on there. You got the bear, which is going for $10 as well. Mr. Bean exclusive, which is very nice. You got the Mr. Bean bendable. It's so much fun to say. That's about a $9 value. The shirt, as we mentioned earlier, is a $20 value. You got the art, which about a $5 value. Keep in mind, if you got that green one, it could be worth a little bit more. And you got your magnets as well, which is the $5 value. Altogether, there's about 6 items in here that rate about $59.
That is pretty good.
So ultimately, this is worth your $20 plus shipping and handling. The bigger question, is it valuable to you? The only thing you can know is try and figure it out. I know going forward, this theme kind of scared you.
It did scare me a whole lot. I mean, just British invasion, they didn't say a whole lot to it, and I was definitely blown away.
Right.
I mean, it blew me out the water.
Because we had talked about maybe switching it up to what other Nerd Block offerings have.
An arcade block, horror block,
Comic
Nerd
block.
Block Junior,
Yeah.
comic block. So something on that line.
But overall,
super happy. I'm glad I didn't change it.
so going into that, let's go in a little bit more depth. I think it's time to
What do we do?
rate the
This
crate.
block?
Damn it.
So, I mean, we have opened it up. We've talked about the items a little bit. We have valued it a little bit. So now what do?
I'm feeling a little vulnerable.
We bashed the block and rate it.
I'm feeling very vulnerable right now.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
That's why you have to go first.
Okay.
All
All
right.
right.
Do it?
I can do it. I
All
got
right.
this. So there's about 6 items on here. My favorite item would have had to been... That's a tough one. I like the bear.
Bendable.
I like the bendable. The bendable is kind of cool.
The bendable, because you can't say bendable bean.
Yeah, the bendable bean. That'd be my favorite item.
Nice, cool.
Out of 10 points, I gave it an 8.9, and here
Pretty
is
high.
why. It is pretty high. The items were just kind of a lot more than what we expected.
Definitely.
I think it's got that shock and awe factor, and they're unique to fitting the theme really well.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it fits right into that theme perfectly.
Cool.
So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say that, man, I mean, while I didn't expect much out of it, it definitely pulled through.
Yeah.
I gave it that exact same rating. I gave it an 8.9, which is pretty impressive for having very low expectations. My number one item was the Doctor Who. I mean, it's just cool. I like the vinyl figures. They're awesome. My kids are just gonna dig that all up. So I mean, that absolutely has to be my favorite item. With that being said, obviously it averaged out to 8.9, which is pretty sweet. Um,
Do you know which doctor was the most popular? Because this looks like it's the 10th doctor iteration.
yes, there's all sorts of doctors, and I have no clue what's the most popular doctor by any means. I think I was the 11th doctor. I think is the one that I prefer, but I don't
I
know
thought that was
for
Dr.
sure.
Dre.
Dr. Dre is pretty sweet, I have to say.
Yes. So
Dr. Dre said.
Dr. Dre said,
So, I mean, overall, I think that with the value being well up into almost $60 and what we rated, it was a pretty good value.
I agree. I agree.
So, I mean, you've been talking about this thing, the crate rate.
Yes. That's the show that we have been doing for quite a while now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, now I remember what you're talking about. That's that one with the purple box, right? No, black box. It's a black box.
Stop being racist. First you're talking about dinosaurs, and now you're talking about different boxes.
I mean, so long story short, we have done 2 nerd blocks now, right?
We have
And we've done plenty of
the loot crates.
yes, thank you. 'Cause
Yes.
I something like that.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to do like a head-to-head comparison.
I do. I agree. I think we have enough researched information done on the nerd block. Definitely
Yep.
enough history on the loot crate.
Well, you got a little mixed up there.
I did. It's a tongue word on play, just like being the bendable bean.
Yeah.
So
So I mean, look for that coming up. I definitely think that we're gonna do that.
freaking monster in here.
It is like wow.
It's distracting me.
It's a Tyrannosaurus.
Tyrannosaurus flying thing.
Yes.
That doesn't fit into the British theme at all.
Oh well, I don't know.
All right.
Well, the Doctor from Jurassic Park, British.
British Doctor. Is that like the 15th Doctor?
I don't know.
Carry
But-
the one.
All right, guys. So thanks for watching, and I think we're out of here.
Be sure to subscribe.
That's what he said.